Hello gamers, welcome to Tabletalk. Today we're going to talk about how to play Summer Camp. Summer Camp is a 2 to 4 player, ages 10 and up, 30 to 45 minutes, deck building, racing game. To set up the game, grab the base pack which will be used in every game, and 3 of the 7 activity packs. Outdoors, cooking, water sports, friendship, games, adventure, and arts and crafts. The rules recommend starting with water sports, cooking, and outdoors for your first game. To set up the board, take the folded board and put it at the top of where the game board will be. And then take the 9 remaining tiles, shuffle them up, and put them in a 3x3 grid underneath that, making sure the rivers line up. This will create the 3 paths in which you're racing on throughout the game. In this game, we're setting up for 2 players using the recommendation for first game, cooking, outdoors, and water sports for the activities to play. Take out all the move one space movements out of each of the activity packs. Next, take one of the activity decks that you've chosen, shuffle it, and put it to the left of one of the paths, and flip 2 cards in the display. Do that for each of the other 2 tracks, and then put the merit badges for the corresponding activity on the right side based on the number of players, with the highest value on top and then in descending order. Next, take the s'mores, scavenger hunt, and free time cards and separate them into 3 piles and put them with the display cards on top or on the opposite side next to the merit badges. This will complete the 9 card displays in which you are allowed to buy from. Also, create starting decks for all players, giving them 7 lights out and 1 movement for each of the 3 activities to create a starting deck, and give each player a snack bar, and then put your tokens on the start space based on number of players. 2 off the board, 3 on the first space, 4 on the third space of each track. Also, put the participation and Camp All-Star merit badges in the respective lakes at the top of the board based on number of players in the proper order. Each player will shuffle their starting deck and put it on the draw pile on their individual player map, and put the snack bar in the designated location on their player board as well. Pick a starting player and give them the starting camper tile as well. Then, based on the player aid on the top of the board, each player will draw the certain number of cards for their first turn, and through the rest of the game after their first turn, everyone will have a 5-card hand. With that, we are ready to play. Now, in order to play, on a player's turn, they may play any cards from their hand and buy cards from the display. They can do this in any order and as many times as they can. When they play cards, they can either perform the action or gain 1 energy to buy a card during that turn. Buying cards, their cost will be in the lower left-hand corner of the card. On the lower right-hand corner in the star is how many victory points that card will be worth at the end of game, if any. Snack bar tokens can be discarded to gain 1 energy on that turn, but they can be saved and used on future turns. If the card action is to move on a path, the player must move their pawn forward on the indicated path the specified number of spaces. This represents the player gaining experience in an activity, getting them closer to being awarded a merit badge. Any number of pawns may occupy a single space. If a pawn ever moves onto or through a space with a bonus icon above it, its owner immediately receives this bonus as described. These 3 bonuses are: a player may gain a snack bar token, they may move any one of their pawns 1 space forward on its path, or the player may draw a card from their draw pile and adds it to their hand. At the end of their turn, they discard all the cards they have played and bought, they draw a new hand, refill the display of any cards that were bought, and then check to see if the player has gained any merit badges. The merit badges that can be gained are participation badges. In order to do this, a player must get all 3 of their pawns on or to the right of the first bridge space on all 3 paths, and then they will receive a participation badge if there are any remaining on the board. All-Star badges works the same way for the second bridge. If they can get all 3 of their pawns on or to the right of the second bridge space, they take the highest value All-Star bridge remaining on the board, if any. For the activity merit badges, once a player's pawn reaches the final bridge space on a path, the player takes the highest value merit badge remaining at the end of the path. All collected merit badges are placed on the circle spaces on the player board. Then the turn is over, and now it is the next player's turn, moving clockwise around the table. Now, once a player collects all 3 activity badges, that initiates the end of game, in which case, so that everyone has equal number of turns, will take their turn and finish up the game. Then, everyone will add points up based on their merit badges, the cards they have bought. Also, in the last 5 spaces of each path are worth points based on the stars on the top of the board. Based on where your pawn is, if it has not reached the end, is worth said number of points. And whoever has the most points wins the game. And that's how you play Summer Camp. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.